Hello and welcome to the I Hit Drums, a Beginner's Guide podcast with me, Mark, your teacher for this series. Last time we were looking at quarter note grooves and getting to grips with the new play-along piece, Where's the Sand From? Today we're going to start looking at dynamics. If you're not familiar with the word dynamics in music, it simply means loud and quiet and everything in between. If there's a particular drummer that's really caught your ear, then it's probably the way that they use dynamics that actually caught your attention in the first place. You could give 100 drummers the same groove to play, but the way that they execute those dynamics is going to affect overall how it sounds. So today, we're going to start experimenting with dynamics. On page 77, you'll find exercise 12.1. In this we have 16 different exercises, all based on quarter notes on the snare drum. And for each of these, you're going to play right, left, right, left. The thing that's different in each of these is the small arrowhead that you see above some of those notes. This symbol means play louder. So in the first exercise, it's that very first hit that's going to be the loud one, whereas in the second exercise, it's the second hit. And then jumping along to number 5, it's the first and the second hit that are going to be the loud ones. Now some of you might be quite hard hitters, and if that's the case, I'd recommend that you have a starting volume where all 4 hits are very quiet. That way, when you go for that loud strike, there's going to be a lot of definition between those 2 volumes. Whereas if your starting volume is already quite loud, then that ceiling for the higher hits isn't as far away, and you might not really be able to hear much of a difference between the 2. As you work through these, I'd recommend just starting off by doing soft hits on the snare drum, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And then when you're ready, have a go at the exercises depending on wherever those loud hits are. So start with those quiet hits first and then begin the exercise, just so you're kind of setting yourself up for the loud strikes. As you work through these, you can use the supporting audio from exercise 1.1. Now there won't be any dynamics in the supporting audio, but you will still get the beep tones for right, left, right, left. Once you've worked through all 16, I'd recommend going back to the beginning and trying the whole thing again, but leading with the left hand. It's very important we don't always prioritize just one hand to lead the way, because this will result in one strong hand and one weak hand. So make sure you start all of these exercises again, leading with the left. This will result in good dynamics in both hands and generally much more even hits when you're working between the hands. You can also just set up a metronome at 40 BPM or faster if you'd like and work through these. Ideally, try do each exercise 4 times before moving on to the next. But as a second exercise, you could also just work through from number 1 straight through to number 16. Also, feel free to experiment with these on different drums. You could decide to use the right hand on the floor tom and the left hand on the high tom. And then you've got a whole new range of sounds, still including those dynamics. Once you've got to grips with those, then it's time to move on to exercise 12.2 on page 78. In this we have an 8-bar phrase made up of 8th notes. The combinations of dynamics here are exactly the same as what we had in 12.1, only now it's in an 8th note format rather than a quarter note format. So the hit rate is going to be double at 40 BPM. If you would like an extra challenge, then at the very end of this exercise, you'll see underneath those last 2 hits, it says right, right, or left, left. What this means is that for those last 4 hits, rather than playing right, left, what you could actually do is throw in a paradiddle, right, left, right, right, and then when you go back to the beginning, you're switching the leading hand, so you'll be starting on the left, and then you can play through the whole thing, and when you get to the end, you'll be finishing on left, right, left, and then when you go back to the beginning, it puts you back on the right hand. Underneath the exercise, you also have those 3 different foot patterns that we've tried in the past with singles, doubles, and paradiddles. Feel free to add these to either 12.1 or 12.2. If you're able to play these three, then you really have achieved a lot, not only in terms of controlling the right and left limbs, but also your timing and now dynamics on top of that. This is not easy. So we're going to try exercise 12.2 at 40 BPM. If you haven't already got on top of exercise 12.1, then pause this and get to grips with that first. But if you've already done that, let's give exercise 12.2 a try at 40 BPM. And we're just going to do 8 bars. We're not going to do the repeat. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, as we're nearing the end of the book, I'd really like to see how some of you are getting on with these dynamic exercises, with or without the feet. So why not upload a video to Instagram and tag it with I Hit Drums. If you'd prefer some feedback and instruction, then hopefully by now you know what to do by contacting me on Instagram or Facebook by going to @IHitDrums on Instagram or facebook.com/IHitDrumsUK. You can also just say hi. That's it for today. Next time, we're going to close this series with an overview of what's left to do in the book. Until then, enjoy. I Hit Drums, A Beginner's Guide can be purchased as a paperback through Amazon or as an ebook through Amazon, Apple Books or Kobo. Just search for I Hit Drums, A Beginner's Guide. If you're enjoying this series, please like, share, review, subscribe, and help grow this community of new drummers. Thank you.